Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video on a concept that just came about that I'm really excited about, and I wanted to share it with everybody as quickly as I can. So hopefully, if you've seen my other video on visualization, you'll have an appreciation for how that works with archery and the power that is behind using visualization when you're not shooting, prior to shooting, even during shooting. I've talked about that in my other video. Well, and I'll put a little link in there in the description or somewhere. So just working with one of my students, we just had a virtual lesson, I'm really enjoying these virtual lessons because we can really get into detail on so many things that doesn't happen when we're just flinging arrows downrange and looking at form. We can really talk in detail about other things. So this one particular student, Sophia, she's 10 years old, Olympic recurve shooter, and during these virtual lessons, she's really comprehending some of the deeper concepts of archery, the mental management, the visualization, and some technical things that we're looking at, like hand placement and direction and reaction and all alignment, all kinds of things. So one of the things that she shared with me a couple of weeks ago was that she couldn't find her groove until she had spent some time warming up in archery, shooting, maybe 3 ends of, like a dozen arrows. So 36 arrows before she's found her groove. She'd have some kind of scattered stuff going on before she could, get the shot where she wants them. Well, I suggested to her, I said, well, let's try the visualization for your warm-ups. We'd already worked on visualization for some specific parts of her shot. I said, let's try warming up by just shooting in here first. And so she understood the concept because we've used it in other parts of her shot process. And she did it. And we just had a lesson today. I got off with her lesson about 10 minutes ago. And she was super surprised and very, very pleased to find it worked. She spent, I don't know how long it took her, but she said she did, a couple of rounds in her head, taking the time to keep the cadence, the detail, just as though she was actually shooting for real. And then when she started shooting for real in her backyard, she said she grouped like this. And the look on her face, surprise, happiness, she was ecstatic. 10-year-old girl using visualization to help her improve her shot process. And I was super, super thrilled to hear that too. So we're going to we're going to apply it in other areas too. And I'm going to start applying it with a lot of my other students. The power in it cannot be emphasized enough. And yet it is something that's overlooked and kind of like poo-pooed by some people, like visualization. That's all that hippy-dippy stuff. It works for your mental management, your shot execution. And there's so many other areas in life that you can use this concept with too. And I told Sophia today something that I did when I was 16 years old, and I didn't think about it until recently. And I go, oh, it's the same thing. I was visualizing something to learn something. When I was 16, and in the UK, you can ride a motorcycle, 50cc motorcycle at the age of 16. I was going to get my first motorcycle. I was so excited. I was super pumped, but I was nervous because gears, clutch, all the moving parts that you have to deal with on a motorcycle. So the night before I went to get that motorcycle, it was actually a scooter. It was a Vespa, 50cc, super special Vespa, and I loved it. I lay in bed thinking about how I was going to ride that thing. So I was sat in bed thinking, okay, clutch, change gear, let the clutch out, get on the throttle, okay, clutch, next gear. I was literally thinking. I'd never done it before, but I practiced it in my head. And then when my father took me to go and get the scooter, and I jumped on it, and boom, it happened. Obviously, there's still a learning curve, because when you actually do it, but I wasn't as nervous as I thought. I was able to do it. And it just dawned on me a couple of days ago, I was doing visualization. It works. So this can be applied to learning how to drive, learning how to play a musical instrument. So many things that have physical motions, movements, things that we have to do in order to, operate a machinery, whatever it is. To build the muscle memory or the myelin, laying down the myelin in the neural networks, you've all heard me say that, you can do it in here before you even touch whatever it is that you're learning to operate. Anyway, that's it. I thought that was super exciting. Using visualization to warm up before you start shooting. Try it. See if it works. Leave some comments down below. Let us know what happens. All right. See you next time. Bye.